We've been waiting since Alpha 1 to see what some updated group gameplay would look like, and we got to see that today with the Cyclops world boss. So to start off the live stream, this man, Steven, kind of went on a rant. If you've been keeping up with Throne and Liberty, they released their beta not too long ago, and it's been received very, very poorly. And without saying Throne and Liberty, it really seems as if Steven was talking about Throne and Liberty.
To the moment-to-moment gameplay that's being expected on behalf of the player's side. And I think that that's a really missed opportunity.
Imagine he's talking about freaking Throne and Liberty.
Of engaging with your community early on. And the reason for that is because it's very difficult to pivot away from a direction when that direction has been manifest, has been created, is ready to ship.
He's a gay.
There's a level of but if something gives you an opportunity to understand what the customer wants, that is a golden.
Steven, I'm saying it right now.
Available to you, and it is doing nothing but servicing the genre and the people, the beloved gamers who spend their free time, their hard-earned free time, enjoying these games, not to be surprised. When it comes out. Nobody wants to be surprised by what they're looking for. The hopium that we have.
Nah, he's a gangster.
Before, or what we're expecting is it lives up to our, highest mountain peak of hope in our minds, and then when we see that thing, sometimes it's a bit deflated.
What we learned about the world boss is that he's level 30. His name is Tumak. Long story short, he left his folks to try to join up with the ancients, and now is roaming the land of Verra alone. The Cyclops does scale up and down 9 levels though. This is the first world boss in the Riverlands. Probably the coolest thing that we saw in this live stream, in my opinion, is Tumak knocking down trees as he roams through the Riverlands. We know from the Gathering update that you can deforest an entire area, and it'll take some time for those trees to grow back. So you can, or probably should never, just go out and chop down every tree you see surrounding your node, because this will affect income, livestock of the land, and civilization overall. We know that this boss is level 30, and with the solid group can be taken down earlier than that. But what do you do for those first 15 or 20 levels while you wait to fight him? Will he just be causing havoc in that area the whole time, knocking down trees, making the area an unsafe place for wildlife? Again, this is gonna affect your pockets too. I just think the whole dynamic boss thing is fire, and I really want to see more of this. This is what makes the world feel alive and like there's a threat constantly at the door. We eventually got to the fight, and I really enjoyed what I saw. Before I honed in on the gameplay, I noticed that we continued to get different angles from different players in the fight. We saw a DPS perspective, cleric perspective, and of course, Steven's perspective. I think a lot of people will find this interesting for the simple fact of how we're able to customize our UIs. They talked about this back when we got the UI update, but this is really the first time we got to see several different UIs being used at the same time. I know in a lot of other MMOs, this is a huge thing, so this is a win for everyone because you can tailor how you want your UI to be without needing any add-ons. Tumak is easily the size of 4 players, just huge, and this dude has 300k health. I didn't think he would be that tanky. The fight looked good overall. Everyone spread out, and it didn't seem as flashy as it usually does, and maybe that's because they were so spread out on the battlefield. Tumak does have a move though where he has these totems come out the ground that have 80k health. If you don't destroy them before he can consume them, he'll regain health, which we don't want. The movement on Tumak looked pretty good too. I know there are going to be things that still need work, and I'm aware of that, but for the state of the showcase today, I was satisfied with what we got. Steven confirmed that within the upcoming months, they'll be stopping the purchases of any alpha and beta keys, which no one saw coming. One could make the argument that if they allow the keys to continue being sold, they could make more money. But a few months ago, it was confirmed that Alpha 2 already has 100k testers. This is an alpha, so I'm sure it'll be active because people want to play through the updates, see what's new, etc. And when the game is continuously being updated, you're gonna have that player base there that has already bought into it to give their feedback. They also don't want to stress themselves out. If we were at 100K a few months ago, what are we at now? At what point does it become too much for the team to handle? Either way, I'm happy because they seem confident in their decision. I got a key, so I got you covered for content for those of you that can't get a key or don't want one. This was another dope live stream, honestly. Now, I do have a few questions, and Steven pretty much addressed it, but again, I want to see how world bosses with certain players and other players interact with each other, that whole PvX aspect of it, right? He said it is a risk versus reward, but I wonder if we're going to see some gameplay like that. Sure, we believe in the corruption system, but seeing and believing are two completely different things. So I know a lot of people really want to see it in action as well, and that's the boat that I'm in. Overall, another great stream. Steven did mention, because it was a question, he did say a crafting stream is coming up very soon, so we'll probably get that during the summer. Next month is June, so we're halfway through the year. So I wonder if they're going to start ramping up live streams because we're getting closer to Alpha 2 spot testing. What did you think about the Cyclops? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't created an Ashes of Creation account, feel free to use my link in the description. If you haven't joined the Discord and you're looking for a place to be, feel free to hop in mine, man. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch, where I stream the live monthly updates and some other MMOs as well. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.